Yo, everyone. This is Mango here, and I'm back with another game in our player profile for the trading card game Shadow Era. And so I'm waiting for a guy. He's going to join in. We're actually on the test server for the new cards that are going to be released. Every time there's new cards, they create a test server for us to try to see if we find anything broken. This way, it doesn't come into the live server and just totally wreak havoc. We always miss stuff. There's always things that come in, and wouldn't you know, we just total mayhem ensues anyhow. But so let's see what happens here. So I actually went in here and I'm just waiting for him to come. It says waiting for an opponent, but I'm actually just waiting for him to come in and join me here. And hopefully he joins soon, so I'm not just talking dead air. But you see all these heroes coming in right now. There's actually a an event going on where all 32 heroes in the game have been split up into 16 groups of two. And okay, here we go. So he's here. So he's playing a Moonstalker, and I'm going to be playing Ter Adun. And let's see how we can get things rolling. I'm not going to expect many items from this guy, so I'm going to go ahead and get rid of this card. So remember, in this game, in order to play any cards, just like any game, you need some kind of mana, right? In this game, it's resources, and the way you gain resources in this game is by sacrificing cards from your hand. So, like in this matchup, I figured the card I got rid of would help me blow up an item that he has, but I'm not expecting many items from him playing this hero. Usually, there's not that many available. Hmm. And so I'm going to play this card out for now. And so you see, every time you sacrifice a card away, you gain another resource. So you have to be careful about what you're doing because all cards you sacrifice, you're not going to get back likely. There are a few cards that help you get it back, but for the most part, whatever you get rid of is gone. So you have to be very careful about what you decide to get rid of. Ooh, I think I'm going to have to get rid of this for right now. And I'll play this. So you see that this card right here costs three, and so this my deck is pretty heavily item based. It's a Ravager themed deck. Ravager is one of the many tribes that we have in the game, and a Ravager, their sole purpose really is destruction, and especially self-destruction. And so what I'm doing here is trying to set up for. Oh man, I don't want to get rid of another one of these. Okay, so let's see. Hmm. Okay, I think I'm gonna have to get rid of this. I don't want to, but what I'm going to do is I'm going to play this card here, so two cost, and then I'm going to play this card, and so it allows me to target and destroy one of my own items, and I'm going to target and destroy that, and because I do that, I actually get to deal 3 fire damage to an opposing ally. And you see when you destroy this thing, it comes in as an ally ready to make a move, and so I'm able to kill that ally, and I'm good. The only problem here is that I'm probably going to lose both of these allies because the hero class that he's playing, the Woven hero class, has a ton of removal. See, there you go. That's one of them. They just have a ton of removal for allies with cost 3 or less, and that's basically what that guy was. He only cost 3, and oh boy, look at that. I was right. I can read the future. I can see the future. I told you I'd probably lose them both, and I did. But that's just the nature of playing a deck like this that's susceptible to those low cost, okay, those low cost removal spells. So I'm gonna go ahead and I'm gonna play this guy, just an ally, and then I'm gonna end my turn. And so let's see what he has for me on this turn. So this hero I'm facing, unfortunately, has the ability to hide. The problem is that I don't have very many abilities that allow me to bypass that. I have a few, but I haven't really drawn into them yet, so let's see what happens. Ooh, Shadow Knight. So again, that's a big ally there, looking me right in the face. And okay, this. Oh man. Um. Hmm. So what I'm gonna do is, do I want to get rid of another one of these? I want to keep this just in case I need to blow it up to. Okay, so I'm gonna skip for now, and I'm going to come in, blow up this, and target him. And this way, so remember I said only do 3 damage, but when that item is destroyed, it actually deals 2 damage to the ally with the lowest health. And because that was the only ally in play, that's what he took the damage. So I was able to kill off that ally. And so this item here allows me to give an additional boost in attack to all my Ravager allies, but or when it's destroyed, I get to deal 2 damage across the board. Okay, so he has 2 more allies down. Let's see. And I'm still, see this one? Yeah, I'm getting rid of this. And I'm going to play this out here. Then I'm going to play this on this. So this destroys a target item that I have, and I get to draw 2 cards from that. But then because this card's in play, I get to go draw another card. And I'm going to end my turn there. So I got tons of shadow energy. Oh, that's right, I didn't tell you, but shadow energy at the start of each of your turns, you gain 1 shadow energy. That's that purple number on the bottom left-hand corner of my hero card right here. And so you see that 9 there. So every time I destroy an item, this card gives me 1 shadow energy. His shadow energy helps him hide. My shadow energy allows me to target and destroy items or support abilities, any abilities that would be in here. Okay, so he's going to come in. He wants to get rid of this ally because it has the most highest damage potential. Okay, and so he does. He gets rid of that guy. This ally is a big. I'm glad he wasn't able to hide because that would have been a big problem for me. Okay, so I got another one of these out. I might just, yeah, I think that's what I'm going to do. I'm going to get rid of this card. I'm going to play this for 3, play this for 3, blow it up, and then attack. Yeah, that's what I'm going to do. I don't want to get rid of this. It's one of my draw cards. I'm going to. Okay, I'm going to. And I'm going to play this item out, and I'm going to blow it up to get another ally and draw a card. So every time I see, remember this card, every time I blow something up, I gain a shadow energy and I draw a card. And so this card has sustain 1 CC. That means casting cost. If you've ever played Magic, you know upkeep, right? It's the same thing. So when I cast this out, I have 0 resources left. So that means it's going to be destroyed at the end of my turn. So what I'm going to do now is this thing is going to kill. I'm going to lose 1 ally to that regardless. So I'm just going to go ahead, attack here. So he'll die, but you see he's at 2 health now, and that's good. You'll see why. And then I'm going to go ahead and attack here to kill this. And then I'm going to go ahead and attack here to bring him down to 2 life. And you see when this item is destroyed, all opposing allies take 2 damage. So both of those allies will be dead this turn. Because I didn't have the upkeep cost for it. You know, like I said, Magic the Gathering says upkeep. In Shadow Era, it's called sustain. So that ally went straight, or that artifact went straight to the grave. Oh, he has a weapon. He's going to come in and hit my ally, kill him. So the weapon cards in this game, again, bottom left-hand corner, attack value. Bottom right-hand corner is the durability value. Durability is how many times you can actually use it in combat. So I'm going to bring this guy out, and I'm actually just going to end my turn right here. So this guy has an ability that allows me to destroy an item or ability that I control, and I get to deal damage. Oh, damn, that's a big ally. It's going to be hard for me to get rid of. Okay, so let's see. I'm going to. So I didn't want to use this like this, but I'm going to have to. It's my only way to stay alive. Let me see. So I'm going to skip. I'm going to play this here, and I'm going to use this guy to target it, destroy it. I get to deal 4 damage to this guy and another 2 damage because it was destroyed, so it helped me kill him. And then when this guy dies, it actually deals 2 damage to the owner. And so now what I'm going to do is I'm going to go ahead, I'm going to target and destroy the weapon because I can destroy any item with his ability. And then I'm going to play this card, and I'm going to end my turn. So I have this, I'm almost running out of things I can do with my shadow energy because I have so much of it. And unfortunately for me, his draw has been really bad. He hasn't pulled into any of his draw sources. So he's just been top decking the whole entire game, basically. Ooh, another Minotaur. Scary stuff. Okay, so now I'm going to skip my turn. I'm going to play out this artifact. And again, I'm going to activate this guy's ability to target my own item, blow it up, deal 4 damage to this. And then I'm going to play this card out. And then I'm going to come in here and just hit this guy. And so I got really lucky in this game because he just was really screwed for draw, and he was never able to actually make any moves to help take the board back. So it was a pretty bad game for him in that he just had really bad luck. Wow, that's some really bad luck. That's pretty bad. I mean, it's really not a good showing of what that hero can do. I mean, this is like any card game though, right? It's just because he didn't get what draw he has in there. He probably has 8 or 9 sources of draw, and sometimes when you play a game like this, it's just all at the bottom, right? I mean, he's halfway through his deck almost. I don't think I've seen. I don't think he's. Oh, look at he finally got a draw card. Damn, that sucks. He got it right at the end. That's pretty bad. I feel bad for him. That really sucked. I'm guessing that's a yes. Oh, poor Dub. Oh well. Like I said, it happens. It's part of any trading card game. Eventually you're gonna get those games where no matter how well you think you streamlined and did your deck, it's always sometimes it's just always gonna go bad. And because I'm talking here, I actually missed my chance to do lethal, but it's okay. And I'm gonna play this card here, and I'm gonna end my turn. Yeah, yeah. So he took his time to go ahead and help me make this video, so I appreciate that. It's just too bad that he has such garbage draw. Oh, look at it. Now he's getting all his draw at the end. Jeez. Oh, poor guy. Will he hide? No, he won't. Okay. And so I don't know if you noticed, but all my creatures here have a red. I don't even remember. This guy had 3 attack, but now it's down to 2. That's because this thing right here, all opposing allies have -1 attack. So pretty good ability there. And there we go. Right. So that was a showing of Ter Adun and just a little deck that I put together with a huge influences from A1 Dr. Nude. He was, yeah, I know, Dr. Nude. His name is high there. Everyone calls him Dr. Nude. I wonder if that's his occupation. Maybe some countries you can be a doctor where while being nude. I don't know. That's one thing I'll have to ask him. But basically, I have completely stolen this setup from an idea of his. So he was one of the best, if not the best, Ravager player in the game, and he actually took this hero to good heights before any new cards were released. But let's take a look at some of these. So you got to see this one in action a couple times. It's an ally for 2 cost, and it has 1 fire attack. So in this game, you can do regular damage or you can do elemental based damage. This ally actually does fire damage. There are items in the game or abilities that proc every time you deal certain kind of damage. So that's sometimes you'll see a fire themed deck or an ice themed deck, stuff like that. So you see when this guy's summoned, you get to remember you get to target an ability or item that you control, you destroy it, and then you get to deal 3 fire-based damage. So you got to be careful because there are some allies out there that are immune to fire-based damage. Okay, so I have 4 of those guys, and basically so many of these things in here. You know what, I'm going to go straight to the new card. This is the new card being released, and it was basically to help this hero because this hero was having a very hard time making it in the competitive scene. And so it's a 2 cost, it's an item, and what you do is when an item or support ability is destroyed, so not all abilities, only support, it has to say support in it, is destroyed, you gain 1 shadow energy and you draw a card. So you see I constantly had cards in that game because every turn I was basically destroying an item of mine. And every time I destroyed an item, I got to draw a card and I got to gain 1 shadow energy. Okay, so great card, great draw engine for this for this class, for this hero in particular, and I'm really glad to see something like that come around. So now I'll go back to the beginning. You'll get to see how every one of these cards actually works with that card. This is the only one that doesn't. This is a oh, sustain. Remember where there was sustain on that item? It said 1 CC. This sustain says 1 HP. So again, if you're a Magic player, upkeep cost. This costs you 1 health at the end of each of your turns. Okay, if you don't have that health, that means you're dead. Doesn't matter anyway. But so you want to be careful about having 2 or 3 of these guys out there because that means every turn you're getting hit for 2 or 3 damage. So you got to be careful. But his ability is for zero resources. You can buff him by +2 attack, but you take 1 damage. So every turn you could be taking 2 damage from this guy. But the 3 attack value potential on turn 2, if you get to play him, is something that's very strong in this game. So that's why he has such a kickback. So Zealot, this is a 3-cost ally. You see when this guy is summoned, you can target and destroy an item or ability. Remember, just like this dude over here. And this guy gains haste. Haste is pretty universal. Every card game I think has haste. You know, usually when the card gets played, you can't make any actions with it. But same would be for this guy, but as long as you destroy something you control, an item or ability, he will get haste. And then of course, if you destroy an item, then your Chaos Engine, that one new card I showed you, would proc, and you would gain a Shadow Energy, and you would draw a card. Let me see, and this guy, Hellfire Besieger. So this is the big guy in the group, and you got to see him putting in some work. This is kind of one of your anti-stealth options because he's able to do ability damage. And that hero, when he does his stealth, you cannot physically attack an ally if it has stealth. You can only deal ability damage to it. Okay, so this guy right here, for 1 resource, you target an item or ability. Again, remember, and you destroy it, and target opposing hero ally takes 4 fire damage. That's pretty good. That's a pretty good value there. 1 for 4 damage is not something you see a lot. You do have to destroy something you control, but in this deck, everything is based off of going on that. So it's not really something to worry about. This was one of my other anti-stealth, but also anti-everything cards. It does have a 0 cost. But the condition is that when you play it, you have to exhaust your hero. So that means if you plan on blowing anything up with your hero, you have to use your shadow ability first, okay? Because that won't exhaust him. Exhausting is when your hero or an ally attacks, they are exhausted and can't make any more actions. So if you use the ability though, it won't be exhausted. Okay, so remember, if you're going to use shackles, you make sure if you're going to blow something up, you do it first. Okay, so you exhaust your hero, you attach this to an opposing ally, and until the end of your next turn, it can't attack and it loses all of its abilities. So if you attach that to this card, you see this card has an ability where for 0 cost, it deals 2 ability damage. This card would actually lose the ability to do that because of this. And also if you have a card like this, here you go, all damage to Gargoyle is reduced by 1. Right? So every time something hits this guy, it's reduced by 1. But if you have this on him, then that ability is gone, and it's just a 2/4 body that's not as scary at all. You see, and Meltdown. So this is the second form of draw I have in the deck, and so I have 4 of these. And target item again, you see more synergy with the item destruction. Target item you control is destroyed, and you draw 2 cards. So if I destroy one of my items with this card, I will draw 2 cards, and then if I have this in play, I will actually gain 1 shadow energy and draw another card. So I pay 2 cost, I get to draw 3 cards, and I gain 1 shadow energy. Let me see, and this card here, Obelisk of Echoes. This is, you saw me sacrifice this card both times I got it, just because I knew my opponent wasn't going to have any abilities or items I would really have to worry about. And so it does have a sustain for 1 CC. So at the end of your turn, if you don't have 1 casting cost left, it will be destroyed. So don't play it out until you can meet its requirements, okay? But you see, it says 1 durability. So it has 2 durability, but for 1 durability, if an opposing ally was killed by a friendly Ravager ally, all my allies in here are Ravager. You see, killed by a Ravager ally, target item or ability is destroyed. So this doesn't only make me destroy my stuff, I can destroy anything on his side, anything. So even if he has a really powerful armor that cost him 7 last turn, if I'm able to kill one of his allies and then play this out for 1 cost and 1 durability, which costs me nothing, I can destroy that armor. So very powerful card. Before it did not have sustain, and it was just that would just made it really insanely strong because basically it was just one cost. And so great card to have at least two of for whenever I might find myself with no shadow energy, which it just didn't seem to be the plan, or whenever I want to target and destroy multiple things in one turn. Maybe I use my hero ability to destroy an armor, and then I come in and kill an ally, and then I use this card to destroy something else. Okay, so you can just completely get rid of all items or abilities on your opponent's side. So Crown of Ages, you didn't really get to see me use this offensively. I think what I ended up using it more for was its ability damage, but it's a 2 cost, it's an artifact, and when it's destroyed, opposing ally with the lowest health takes 2 damage. So you got to see me use it in order to kill off an ally completely. Remember, I used it on the knight when I used the Hound, activated his ability, deal 3 damage, and then because I destroyed this, it dealt 2 damage, and so it was 5 damage total, and I was able to kill him. And then you see for 1 cost, target friendly warrior or ravager ally has +2 attack until the start of your next turn. So you buff one of your allies and he'll stay buffed until your next turn. So even if he wants to kind of attack into him and kill that ally, then he's going to take some 4 damage to the face. Okay, so let's see. So let's go here. And so again, I went over this. This was the new card. It's really the main draw engine that I have. And as long as I get this done, it seems like the deck rolls really, really well. Let's see, and this card, you got to see me use it for when it's destroyed and for the buff. So when you play this card, your allies all have +2 attack, and so that's a huge attack buff. So that's why it also has this sustain for 1 casting cost. Remember, so at the end of your turn, just remember, sustain 1 CC means upkeep. If you don't have 1 resource available, this will be destroyed at the end of your turn. Okay, so let's go on to the next card. So this is the final card in the deck. It's a 3 cost. It's an artifact, remember? So when you target and destroy it, or when anybody targets and destroys this artifact, it actually comes back to play with 2 attack, 5 health, but it takes 1 damage. I guess it makes sense, right? You blow it up. It's got to get hurt somehow. So basically it comes in as 2/4 and it's readied. So in this game, there's haste and there's readied. Haste means you can make an action right away when summoned. So does readied. The thing is in the game there is ways to stop haste from occurring with allies or abilities. Uh, readied though is not something that can be blocked, so it'll always be available to attack. So even if my opponent has an anti-haste card in their deck or in play, this guy comes down, he would get haste when I blow something up, and he wouldn't be able to do anything, right? But this card would still be able to make an attack if I blew this up on that same turn. So that's pretty much the deck here, and there's not much to it. It's a little complicated to play. It can be hard to make the right choices at the right time because there's so much combination to it. But it's a fun deck, and it's a tribal themed deck, and it's kind of off the beaten path. But I think more and more people are going to maybe play this style just because development released this 1 card for us. And to be honest, I absolutely love this artwork. That looks fantastic. But like I said, this was a game on the test server. I hope you guys enjoyed it. I hope maybe you picked up a few tips or maybe a few strategies that maybe you think you could build upon and make it better, because I'm sure anybody can make things better than myself. I'm not the master deck builder or master player. As I said, I stole this deck basically from A1 High there and his previous build that he shared when I was with him in his group. So again, if you guys watch this, let me know if you have any questions. I'd love to see comments down in the video. Me and Dub are working on this channel. We'll probably bring in a couple more people to help us out. And we're just trying to educate people on Shadow Era and show them our ideas and show them how the gameplay goes and try to get this game the glory it deserves. All right, so I still got to try to tick these things off. When I end a video, I have to say, please like, share, describe. No, not prescribe. Wait, is it prescribe? Subscribe. I got it. Damn, that was far too hard to get to get out. But okay, so you got it right. Like, share, subscribe, and let us know if you have any questions. Me and Dove, we both have access to this channel, and we'd be glad to help you out with any questions that you have. All right. Okay, guys. See you next time.